Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMtrading. Today is February 24th, 2021, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, British pound continues to surge higher above that 140 resistance-ish level. But first, looking at the major economic events of the day, starting out at 4:30 South African time, out of the United Kingdom, we have a monetary policy report coming out. And then at 5 p.m. South African time, we have Fed Chairman Powell will continue his testimony in front of Congress. Now, looking at the various markets, starting out with the currencies, we're watching the British pound continues to surge. While in the indices, we're watching the Dow Jones remaining strong, while the NASDAQ remains weak. We're going to take a look at that as well. Looking at commodities, we're watching oil and gold both retrace. In terms of the stock market and the specific stocks, JP Morgan hits new record highs yesterday, while the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin retracing sharply below 50K. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to first take a look at a monthly chart of the GBP. Now, we usually do not do this. We usually don't go on a monthly because it's such a long time frame, but this is an exception. And the reason it's an exception because we're right there. We're at resistance at this 142-ish level, which we haven't hit since 2017, 2018, okay, just at that turning point, okay, where we were in 2017 in November, and a previous support in 2009 and 2010. So this is really very important. Now, if we break this area, this 42, our next resistance is 152, okay? So this is why it's such an important area. Now, for those who have been joining us at this daily review, we've been breaking out higher consistently over the past 2 months, okay? Over the past month, this is just consistently breaking out higher with the Brexit hopes, with, just the economy in the UK being sustained itself, okay? And taking into austerity measures despite the pandemic, being very responsible. And you see that, okay? You see that the currency is getting so much stronger versus the dollar. Now, if we compare this to the Euro USD, look, this should be somewhere in the 130 area. It's not. Okay, so there's something about the GBP that is showing some tremendous strength. Even if I didn't know the eco-political situation in the world, just looking at the graph, okay, the GBP looks like a healthier graph, looks like a graph that is trending upwards, bona fide, okay? Now, we've challenged the 8-day moving average on a 4-hour chart several times, but always closing above it, okay? This is really what's so important about this. Now, jumping into commodities, gold, bouncing off of our lows, okay, 1773 earlier in the week, and now retracing down to 1807, but in all intents and purposes, we're between two extremities, 1862 being the upper limit and 1773 being the lower limit. So we're really smack in the middle, and if you could see, we're also in between the 30-day and the 8-day moving average, so nothing jumping at me. Now, looking at oil, okay, we are in between the two averages, but we did retrace, and this is showing some sort of support at this area at $61, okay? So this may be a point where we do bounce and challenge the 62.50-ish area again, okay? So it could be that that's going to happen today. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, all right? Now, we're looking at a 4-hour chart, and this is just to show you how volatile the market was trading yesterday. We opened up at 31,567, which traded as low as 31,136. So within the day, we traded over 500 points, okay, which is a tremendous volatility, especially a really great environment for day traders and scalpers, okay, if you were able to take some of that move out. Now, looking at today, it's a mixed bag, okay, because when we look at the Dow Jones stocks, okay, the old school stocks, the banks, the conglomerates, the bread and butter of an economy, we're seeing that they're still strong, okay? The real estate market's still strong in the U.S., so we're seeing certain strengths in certain parts of the market, but, okay, in the expansion side of the markets, we're seeing some weakness, okay? The expansion being the high-tech industry, okay? Looking at the NASDAQ, look at this. We're over 500 points to 700 points off of our highs of 13,876. Now, we took a turning point yesterday with the high-tech stocks. If we look at Apple, it bounced quite aggressively yesterday after dipping below that 120-ish level. If we look at Amazon, also after dipping below that 3,100, going from 31.30 to 31.90. Okay, so we're seeing a rotation in the markets. Microsoft, same story also, after selling off aggressively to 232 from its highs of 243. Okay, so we're seeing a shift in the markets. Okay, now with that said, okay, does that mean the Dow Jones is going to be weak now because the rotation is going to go to the NASDAQ stocks? I'm not sure. Okay, even in the Dow Jones stocks themselves, we're seeing some weakness. But when we look at the Dow Jones stocks, namely JP Morgan, okay, we're looking at a monthly chart again, we're at dead highs, $150 a share. If we look at Alcoa also, trading at 24.87 on its or close to its all-time highs for the year. And with that said, the markets are definitely taking this into consideration. Now, those of you who have, we don't have Tesla stock on the market watch here, but those of you who have been watching the news know that Tesla has been getting beaten up from its highs of $800 to about $660, over $200 retracement over the last couple of days because it's way overpriced. Okay, so with that said, I think the markets are taking this rotation. I think we're going to see a lot of volatility going into today and going into tomorrow's trading. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, okay, this is really very important because we did hit that high of 58. Now, those of you who have been watching my daily reviews know that I've had this Fibonacci retracement I've had up for quite some time. Okay, so this high of 57,915 was the high for Bitcoin. Okay, now it's retraced all the way down to 44,000 from 58,000. It's a $14,000 move. Imagine you had one Bitcoin. My stomach would churn with that. Okay, trading is not about having a cast iron stomach. It's about assessing risk and knowing how to, cut your risk in these type of situations. Now, we are bouncing here to 49,000. I believe we're going to see 50,000 as a resistance-ish level. Now, the next real resistance-ish level, if we do break that, is 52,417. We may just be finding ourselves in quite a wide range here, okay, because this is a very thin symbol to trade, which means that there's not a lot of traders in it ultimately, and it could whipsaw itself. So potentially as a day trading, tremendous opportunities, but just be careful, okay? Because this could really whipsaw anybody into any location. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.